All right, it's Friday, the 26th of March, 2021. Welcome to the week's ending edition of the Good Morning Africa right here on Africa TV. A day after Gambia make history, a day after Gambia qualify for the first ever Africa Cup of Nations tournament. It's a very good moment in the Gambia. So once again, wherever you are around the world, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Of course, you can feel the excitement, of course, as I speak, because I'm very much happy that Gambia have qualified like many other Gambians around the world. And of course, we would hopefully talk about that later on extensively this morning. And we say congratulations to the Gambia, congratulations to the Scorpions. It was indeed a remarkable and a landmark achievement for the Gambia. It was indeed a long celebration night in Banjul after what has been a long-awaited moment for the smiling coast of the country, of Africa, I should say. But finally, it has happened, and once again, we are all happy to see Gambia qualifying for the first time ever for the Africa Cup of Nations finals. Once again, we hope it will be a breakthrough for many of successes as far as Gambian football is concerned. Well, of course, being Friday, we say Juma Mubarak, and thank you very much. We will have some other issues also to talk about. We would be talking about entertainment. We'll talk about politics or the recent updates also that are happening in the country. We'll bring you our usual studio stories. As always we do when we are here in this platform or program. And thank you again for coming along. mbokk yi ñu ngi leen di nuyu, ñu ngi leen di jaajëfal bu baax dem mbégte dellusiwaatee ci suba sile tey nag mbégte bi macha allah am na solo gannaaw bu ñu leen nuyoo ziar leen li ko waral leen rek la ndax liñ doon xaar yàgg ko tamit ñaan buga ko lool mooy Gambia dal di tamit ràññee ko lool ci wàllum football ci Afrique yàlla may nañu ko démba mu nekk nag li am solo ci réew mi waaye tamit ñëpp bég si su ko defee ñu ndokkale réew mi ndokkale Gambia players yi ak ñu yore wàllum football ci réew mi di GFF waaye tamit the entire nation ci li nga xamante ne Gambia am na ko démba qualify for the first time ever ci Africa Cup of Nations mu nekk ndam bu rëy ay at ñu ngi koy xaar ñu yàggoon koo xeex lool waaye démba la ko yàlla motal ci réew mi ñu nuyu leen ci ndokkale leen tamit ci loolu di leen wax tamit juma mubarak beneen yoon xam naa ne du ñàkk ci kanam nañ ci dellusiwaat ci waxtaan bi ñu gën koo yaatal ci xew-xew bi démba nu mu demee gannaaw Gambia bu mu daane Angola benn bal ci dara mu ñu jaarale ko moom Assane Cissé moom moo dal di dugal ci loolu leneen luñ cee toftal ci jotaay bi tamit nañ wax ci wàllum entertainment ci kanam tuuti ñu yaatal ko bu baax a baax tey ci jotaay bi leneen tamit dañ leen dëgtal suñuy xibaar comme niñ koy baaxoo di defee saa su ne ci jotaay bi fii ci Eye Africa TV waaye tamit ci Good Morning Africa edition bi nga xamante ne taamu ngeen ko lool su waxtu bi jotee incha allah nañ xuus ci bu baax a baax ci biir programme bi yaatal ko ak suñu ay gan ci jotaay ji incha allah lay kanam tuuti lay doon su ko defee ñu ngi leen di jaajëfal bu baax beneen yoon ci safoo bi waaye tamit ci kóolute bi ci ni ngeen ñu taamoo saa su ne bu waxtu bi jotee wax naa ko léegi xam naa ne mbégte bi bari na lool ci réew mi depuis démb ba léegi gannaaw bu Gambie amee ndam loolu dina am solo bu baax a baax ñu koy wax waaye nañ dellusiwaat ci loolu incha allah ci kanam tuuti gannaaw bi nga xamante ne finally luñ bëggoon am nañ ko su ko defee ñu xuus ci biir jotaay bi commencé ko a wax lum politique ak ay mbiram ndax ren at mi atum politique la ak tamit coow li dana bari fu ne ci parti yi ak yu mel noonu waajtaay ji ak yu mel noonu su ko defee ñu doore ko ak PPP benn ci parti yi am na coow bu ci jóg wala sax ay yenn dogal yi nga xamante ne parti bi jël na ko ci ñenn ñi bokk ci parti bi ñu dellusiwaat ci loolu. We will now go with our fourth story. And by the way, we will talk about football, but that will be later on. But for now, we do politics because the Gambia People's Progressive Party's National Assembly member for Banjul South, Honorable Fatoumatta Touma Njie, has been expelled on Wednesday following a leadership row at the party's recent Congress. Now, Honorable Njie, who proclaimed herself as the party leader and Secretary General of PPP, has been removed over what the party described as unbecoming conduct and dispute behavior. And Fatoumatta Kassim can now tell us more of that in this report.
It all began at PPP's recent Congress when Touma Njie, the then candidate for the party leadership, had a disagreement with the party's top officials over the election process. The Banjul South National Assembly member then declared herself as the new leader of the PPP, saying the party needs a transitional leader to tackle the challenges it is facing. However, on Wednesday, Honorable Tumanjai went to Facebook to show the letter of expulsion from the party she claimed to lead. The letter stated that she has to face disciplinary action for what the party called unbecoming conduct and disrepute behavior towards the party.
In violation of Article of 32.2, 32.3 and 32.4 respectively of the PPP Constitution, which provides for the disciplinary actions against a member whose behavior brings the party into disrepute or which manifests a flagrant violation of the moral integrity expected of members or conduct unbecoming that of a member.
The letter further claims that she brought division and provocation to the party by undermining its activities.
Impeding the activities of the party, creating division within its ranks or membership, commits an act that undermines the effectiveness of the party, behaving in such a way as to provoke serious division or a breakdown of unity in the party.
According to the letter, Tumanjai's actions have proven gross and serious violation of the Constitution principles, norm, and decision of the party. The statement added this prompted the National Disciplinary Committee and the National Executive Committee of the PPP to expel her. Fatoumata Tumanjai is understood to have angrily walked out of PPP's Congress in Birkamaba on a grounds that some of her supporters were barred from entering the Congress to vote for her. For African News, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
All right, Fatoumata Kasim reporting there, and of course reporting that Fatoumata Tumanjai has been expelled from the PPP party. And of course it seems that the row in the Gambia's oldest, one of the oldest political parties, I should say, seemingly not ending anytime soon. But we'll see what happens next, though, after the latest development from the party's decision that one of their former NAMs now has been removed or expelled from the PPP party. And of course, we will move on quickly, and of course, from matters of the PPP party, we will now report on matters of the ongoing public hearing of the TRRC. That's the Public, the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparation Commission. Now, the former Solicitor General, Cherno Marena, on Thursday told the Truth Commission that the absence of a Gambia as a Director of Public Prosecution leads to the violation of rights in the justice system during Yahya Jammeh's regime. Now, since 1978, after the late Brian Coker, the Gambia did not have any Gambian DP pay again. Fatoumata Kasim with this report.
The former Solicitor General Cherno Marena on Thursday appeared before the Truth Commission to talk about the justice system and how the sector enabled former President Jammeh to violate the rights of Gambians. Marena said the absence of Gambian DPP played a role in the utilization of the office that would have made it more difficult because they would have to live with the decisions that they made with the people that they live with. He further explained how the office of the DPP was abused.
The office of the DPP asked very little questions with regards to cases that had some political interest. With regards to whether to initiate a prosecution or not. So at the end of the day, in some cases, not all, the decision to prosecute was not entirely a legal one. No, like I said, if, for instance, Jammeh was adamant that you He would give instructions to the Attorney General,
abe kuma kangol futandila yamarol futandila Attorney General
which would be passed on to the DPP.
o kuma kangol ni ba futandila DPP ma.
And unfortunately, the DPPs would not stand their ground.
And wakang DPP telo simpa data anola.
No, they would not stand their ground.
Ita lo no la komi nyanta lo lamentala.
Really argue.
Puruka sosondirke.
Strict legal basis.
Wala miyalonko wala tara lua fanala.
As long as they've got the signal.
Atara ye sabindi wo kuala.
But this was a case that the presidency was interested in.
The former Solicitor General said the direction to prosecute will be in a form of oral directives because it's very rare to find written directives, even though it does happen. He said the fusion of the function of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice played a role in getting the Attorney Generals to comply.
I think you've said it all. Because really, the fusion of the two roles certainly led to, politically exigent decisions.
Over
legal considerations. In some cases. So certainly, in a situation where the two roles are separate, with adequate guarantees of independence, that would probably help in basically distinguishing legal issues from the political.
After the change of government, the former Attorney General Batambedu made it a point of duty to appoint a Gambian as a DPP. The post was advertised twice, but no Gambian lawyer have applied. Despite the office being a constitutional office, the position was not filled in 2017 as the government wanted a Gambian to mount it. As a result, the position still remained vacant. For iAfrica News, I am Fatoumata Kasim.
All right, former Solicitor General Cherno Marina on Thursday appeared before the TRRC, where he testified on the justice system under Yahya Jammeh's governance, if you like. Now, where he spoke at length and so many issues which he clarified before the commission yesterday, as you had some part of what he said to the commission yesterday. And of course, we might bring you more details of his testimony in our subsequent news edition as the TRRC ends another week of its public hearing yesterday. And they should be back next week, Monday, to continue their public hearing. Now, away from the TRRC matters, we would now report on the GPU, that is the Gambia Press Union, because the press union on Thursday began a two-day training program for IEC staff and law enforcement officials on access to information in elections. The move seeks to improve transparency and accountability in electoral processes in Africa. According to officials, access to election-related information plays a crucial role in every democratic society. The CISE has more details of that in this report.
The training is meant to enlighten IEC staff and law enforcement officials about human rights issues related to the conduct of elections, as well as monitor the preparation and management of upcoming elections. As the Gambia's presidential election is fast approaching, it is vital for journalists to have basic information on voting processes and also know where and how political parties get their resources. The president of the Gambia Press Union, Serif Bojan Jr., underscored the importance of the training, saying it will assist the IEC and security forces to promote transparency and accountability in elections.
By the Gambia Press Union to bring in stakeholders in the election cycle, to train them on the issues of transparency and accountability, of course in reference to access to information and information-related matters. So why this is important is because we have two of the key stakeholders, the IEC, the Electoral Commission, and the security forces, members of the armed and police forces, to sit together, to talk together, and to get trained and share experience about how they do their individual work as election body and as security forces without disregarding the issue of transparency and accountability.
The chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Ali Momar Njai, believes that the training will help equip participants to work high professional standards in electoral reporting.
The media practitioners are to observe the laws, media ethics, election rules and regulations. This will help equip journalists in discharging their roles of informing and educating voters in the electoral process. I believe this training will help equip the participants with the necessary tools and conforming to high professional standards in election reporting.
As security personnel also play a crucial role in elections, the Assistant Police Commissioner Mustafa Sow said the training will aid the security forces to know their movement with the media during elections.
And the significance of security in election process is very key. There cannot be any election without security. And if, for example, participants lose confidence in the security process, then election will be compromised. And I know at the end of this 2 days training that is organized by the press union, the security will exactly know their mandate during elections, their activities.
Activists and especially journalists. In September 2020, the Gambia Press Union, Africa Information Center, and Panos Institute of Southern Africa launched a joint project on access to information and elections in Africa, funded by National Endowment for Democracy. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
Gambia may be the smallest country in Africa, but it will host the second largest gathering of world leaders in 2022. To successfully host the OIC Summit and put the Gambia on the global stage, the government of the Gambia set up OIC Gambia to mobilize resources for the implementation of key development and infrastructure projects on a scale never seen before. 20 new roads will be constructed across the country, and the Bertel Harding Highway will be expanded into a dual carriage highway of 2 lanes on each side from the airport to Sting Corner. All people in the Gambia deserve clean water and a constant flow of electricity. Therefore, an entirely new water system will be constructed, including new transmission and distribution networks to meet the increasing demand. In order to provide a more reliable supply of electricity, the OIC Gambia project will replace and double the capacity of the NAWEC transformers and overhead electric cables. We will equip the police with modern apparatus and technical training in an effort to keep the streets of the Gambia safe. By building the largest international conference center in the region, a 5-star hotel with state-of-the-art facilities, first-class mobility services, and improving the VVIP experience at the Banjul International Airport, OIC Gambia will position the Gambia as the leading conference destination in West Africa. With our partners in the tourism sector, we will reinforce the preeminent position of our nation, the Smiling Coast, as a go-to destination. The OIC Gambia will create strategic partnerships that calls for the involvement of local talent and businesses as a matter of requirement. In short, OIC Gambia projects will create jobs, boost commerce, accelerate growth, improve the urban outlook and lifestyles of many families across the Gambia. So let's support the OIC Gambia as it prepares us for one of the biggest global events. OIC Gambia, building today for a better tomorrow.
The pride we take in our brand, the work we put in to constantly change the landscape and elevate real estate in the Gambia, it's compared to none. From inception, our goal was to add value to the beautiful Gambian landscape.